Hi everyone, I'm gonna share my study with you, and my topic is how Marvel characters affect the body satisfaction in people. First, for a brief introduction for my study, the study argues that the character made by Marvel, such as Spider-Man and Black Widow, can deliver an ideal imagination in relation to body shape to audiences. The reason why I choose Marvel films is that Marvel films are well known to the public around the world. Those films definitely have certain impacts on audiences. Therefore, I believe that those examples can help readers understand the negative impacts of Marvel characters on the public's body dissatisfaction easier, since they are well spread and universal. So, to avoid any confusion, I will show my main idea in the following graph. As you can see, my main idea is very simple. Overall, it can be simply described as a cause and effect model. I believe that stereotypical concepts shaped by films and characters would affect people's body satisfaction. It's common to see such stereotypical content in our daily life. For instance, a film called Insatiable touched off a stormy discussion when it released in 2018. The story showed a plump girl who lost her weight due to a car incident accidentally and tried to become a beauty queen. Before the car incident, the protagonist cannot gain any attention from her surroundings. Even worse, she was mocked and bullied by her peers. It is obvious that the public expectation for a girl is being thin and curvy. Another example is on social media. According to BBC report, Instagram banned all controversial filters which promote plastic surgery. Instagram developed augmented reality filters that allow users to create their own virtual effects and showed how a cosmetic surgeon marked a person's face before procedures. Initially, I observed that there are a lot of stereotypical concepts in relation to our body shape, not only for female but also for male, such as thin is beautiful and muscles are powerful. Those situations may strengthen the feelings of shamelessness and increase the body dissatisfaction in people. In modern society, films especially play an essential role in people's daily life. Yet, anything is a double-edged sword. Although people can gain enjoyment from watching films, it can be dangerous if people are too immersed in the narrative. Films often deliver a certain concept to the audiences, which may influence the way of thinking and behavior. For instance, in Disney film, a princess usually marries to a prince and a villain would be punished eventually. It creates a vivid imagination that every girl dreams to be a princess. The concept of married to a prince is associated with a happy ending, as long as people can follow a certain formula, they can find the true love. Although this study will not conduct any experiment and data collecting process, I will still provide the experimental method and strengthen the statement through descriptive research and previous studies. My main goal is not coming up with a perfect answer. Instead, it's more like a scientific manuscript which argues for the logic of the topic and the hypothesis. Therefore, based on what I mentioned above, here is my hypothesis. People who heavily expose on the muscular or heavily sexualized characters would have a stronger feelings of body dissatisfaction, and the effects depend on gender. Since this study tries to figure out how Marvel characters affect people's body satisfaction in both genders, the study would use random assignment to ask participants to answer the questionnaire. This research plans to conduct the survey in Fudan University and chooses 400 undergraduate and postgraduate students in total. This research would select the participants randomly to join the survey. The gender of the participants would be divided equally to half male and half female students. The study will conduct an experiment to have participants watch these characters in lab first. Participants will be separate depending on their gender to watch Spider-Man or Black Widow. They need to answer questionnaires after they watch these characters. Basically, there are two versions of questionnaires. One is for male students and another is for female students. The only differences between those two questionnaires is the character. the male participant will be asked to answer the question in relation to the Spider-Man, and the female participants will be asked in regard to Black Widow. As for the questionnaire, this study will ask participants answer to questions with 1 level to 5 extremely skills to test to what extent the participant is familiar with the character, like how familiar are you with Spider-Man? During the experiment, I predict that the higher score of the questionnaires would contribute to more body dissatisfaction in people. If people get higher score on the test, which means they are eager to be or pretend like those characters, which may have positive or negative impacts on people, since they feel they are more connected with their character in the narrative, right? I expect that I can provide scientific evidence to show a correlation between the effect of Marvel characters and body satisfaction through the experiment. I focus on this study is not only for studying purpose, but more importantly, to raise the public awareness with respect to body shapes. I want to remind people that every individual around the world should be proud of themselves and do not easily affected by others. Despite the fact that movies are very popular nowadays, most actors have idealized and even manipulated bodies. It is necessary to find out if the intense popularity of Marvel films that often feature sexy bodies and muscular bodies may be impacting how people feel about themselves. With a brief overview today, I hope that this study can bring different perspectives to readers, and I hope I can explore more on the topic in the future. Thanks for listening. Bye!